What would make you follow someone off a cliff? Thank them for the fall. How far would you go to belong? To feel chosen, protected, saved? Would you know if you were being pulled in? Or would it feel like home? They don't brainwash you with lies. They offer you truth, the kind you've been dying to hear. Cults don't start with robed figures and poison and chalices. They start in ordinary places. Churches, chat rooms, self-help groups. What makes them powerful isn't hypnosis or magic. It's psychology. They don't control minds. They control needs. The need to belong, to matter, to feel safe. And most people don't join cults because they're weak. They join because something inside them is searching for meaning. To understand how cults form, we need to understand trauma, loneliness, and the way the human mind is wired for connection, even at a cost. Cult leaders often mirror unmet childhood needs: the authoritarian father, the nurturing mother, the idealized friend. Many victims of cults score high on adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, a framework used in psychology to measure early trauma. The higher the score, the more susceptible someone may be to coercive dynamics, especially those disguised as healing. Add isolation, love bombing, and an illusion of purpose, and you have the perfect storm. The first thing cults sell isn't faith, it's relief. They begin with a promise, not of salvation, but of simplicity. You've been hurt, you've been confused. Let us take that from you. The initial contact often feels healing. A charismatic leader speaks directly to your pain. Their words feel like medicine. You're not broken, they say. You've been lied to. You're not lazy. The system failed you. They reframe your suffering into purpose. And for the first time in a long time, things make sense. The world becomes digestible. Your pain becomes meaningful. And meaning is addictive. Consider someone who's just left an abusive relationship, or lost a job, or is grieving a parent. They walk into a group where everyone welcomes them, remembers their name, and listens without judgment. They're given new language for their pain. Told that the outside world is toxic, that healing is only possible here. Over time, their entire sense of identity becomes fused with the group. The cult doesn't demand your mind, just asks you to stop questioning it. Next comes the us versus them narrative, a dividing line drawn in the sand. The group is good, the outside is dangerous. At first, it sounds like protection. We just want what's best for you. But slowly, dissent becomes betrayal. You're warned not to trust outsiders, not to talk to your family, not to read certain books. Information is filtered. Doubt becomes sin. And loyalty, blind, unquestioning loyalty, becomes the new morality. This is known as thought reform, a concept outlined in Robert J. Lifton's study of totalitarian regimes. The process includes controlling communication, rewriting personal history, and redefining identity around a single ideology. The goal isn't just obedience, it's dependency. Take the story of Sarah, a college student who joined what she thought was a yoga collective. At first, it helped her anxiety. Then came the rules. Mandatory fasting, only group-approved relationships, daily cleansing rituals. When her sister visited and asked questions, Sarah was told her sister carried dark energy and needed to be cut off. Within months, Sarah was isolated, financially dependent, and convinced the group was her only family. Control doesn't always look like chains. Sometimes it looks like love. Once isolation sets in, so does identity erosion. No longer remember who you were before the group, or if that version was even real. Everything is filtered through the cult's belief system. If you're sick, it's because your faith isn't strong enough. If you're unhappy, you're not aligned with the leader's vision. System can never be wrong, only you can. This is called gaslighting on a systemic scale. Your reality is overwritten by someone else's narrative. Over time, even your inner voice becomes suspicious. The cult's teachings echo in your head louder than your own thoughts. And when everyone around you is repeating the same mantras, the illusion becomes self-sustaining. In 1951, Solomon Asch conducted a conformity experiment where participants were shown obvious line comparisons but conformed to incorrect group answers. Even when they knew the answer was wrong, many still agreed just to belong. Now imagine that kind of pressure, not in a 15-minute test, but over weeks, months, or years. Eventually, you stop asking if the lines are crooked. You just want to be part of the group drawing them. Cults don't steal your mind, they drown it in echoes. But what is most haunting isn't how cults gain followers. It is so many stay even when abuse becomes obvious. This is where cognitive dissonance takes over. The psychological tension we feel when our beliefs clash with our experiences. The more someone has sacrificed money, time, family, the harder it is to admit it was all for nothing. So they double down, they rationalize, they cling harder. It's the same mechanism that keeps people in toxic relationships, or bad jobs, or cycles of addiction. When the pain becomes your identity, leaving it can feel like death. That's why cult survivors often describe recovery not as getting out, but as being reborn, and that rebirth is terrifying. So how do you protect yourself? It starts with understanding that no one is immune. Intelligence isn't armor. Education doesn't inoculate you. The real shield is self-awareness, knowing your emotional wounds. Recognizing when someone is offering comfort with strings attached. Healthy communities empower your independence. Cults discourage it. Healthy leaders welcome dissent. Cults punish it. Ask yourself, is this group making me more curious? Or more obedient? More open to others? Or more isolated from them? Does questioning feel dangerous or encouraged? The more you know your worth, the less you'll seek it in someone else's version of the truth. Cults don't begin with control. They begin with care. But not all care is love. Not all love sets you free. Protect your energy. Stay curious. Subscribe for more from Beneath the Cortex.